यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद 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 जय प्रभुपद जय गौर ब्रह्मनंदे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरये नस्तप्रयेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतं सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very meant and concurs, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, by regular attendance in Srimad Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service unto the pure devotees of the Lord. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 6, chapter entitled The Activities of the Prachetas. Kasisnuna kanakavarna vibhusanena Kasisnuna kanakavarna vibhusanena Raja kapalo vadano vilasa kirita Raja kapalo vadano vilasa kirita Astayudaer anucharer munibe surendre Astayudaer anucharer munibe surendre Asevito garuda kinnara gita kirti Asevito garuda kinnara gita kirti Tinuna kanaka varna vibhusanena Raja kapalo vadano vilas kirita Astayuder anucharer munibe surendre Asevito garuda kinnara gita kirti Nuna kanaka varna vibhusanena Raja kapalo vadano vilas kirita Astayuder anucharer munibe surendre Asevito garuda kinnara gita kirti
Kasisnuna kanakavarna vibhusanena Vrajat kapola vadanho vilasat kiritaha Astayuder anuchare nibe surendre Asevito garuda kinnara gita kirti
Rajat Kapula Badanam Vilasa Kirita Ashtayudhayanuchare Munibhi Surendre आसेवित गरुड़ा किन्नर गीत कीर्ति
shining, Kanaka, gold, Varna, color, Vibhusanena, with ornaments, Rajat, shining, Kapola, forehead, Vadana, his face, Vilasat, dazzling, Kirita, his helmet, Asta, 8, Ayude, with weapons, Anuchare, by followers, Munibi, by great sages, Sura Indra, by demigods, Asevita, served, Garuda, by Garuda, Kinnara, inhabitants of the Kinnara planet, Gita, sung, Kirti is glories. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, the Lord's face was very beautiful and his head was decorated with the shining helmet and golden ornament. The helmet was dazzling and was very beautifully situated on his head. The Lord had 8 arms, which each held a particular weapon. The Lord was surrounded by demigods, great sages, and other associates. These were all engaged in his service. Garuda, the carrier of the Lord, glorified the Lord with Vedic aims by flapping his wings. Garuda appeared to be an inhabitant of the planet known as Kinnaraloka, purport. Generally, the Vishnu form is manifested with 4 hands holding 4 objects, the conch shell, disc, club, and the lotus flower. However, here, Lord Vishnu is described as possessing 8 arms with 8 kinds of weapons. According to Viraraghava Acharya, the conch shell and lotus flower are also accepted as weapons. Since the Lord is the supreme controller, whenever his hand can be considered a weapon. Whatever is in his hand can consider to be weapons. 4 hands, all 4 kinds of weapons, and the extra 4 hands hold an arrow, bow, trident, and snake. Sri Viraraghava Acharya describes the 8 weapons as Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Taringa, Sara, etc. A king is always accompanied by his ministers, secretaries, and commanders. And Lord Vishnu is also accompanied by his followers, the demigod, great sages, saintly person, and so on. He is never alone. Consequently, there is no question of the Lord's being impersonal. He is always himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his associates are also present. From the description given in this verse, Garuda appears to belong to the Kinnara planet. The inhabitants of the Kinnara planet have the same features as Garuda. Their bodily features are like those of a human being, but they have wings. The word Gita Kirti indicates that the inhabitants of Kinnara Loka are very expert in singing the glories of the Lord. In Brahma Samhita, it is said, Jagadanda Koti, Koti Suasesa Vasudari, Vibhuti Bhinam. In each and every universe, there are different type of planets, and each planet has distinguished features. On the strength of these words, we can understand that in Kinnaraloka, the inhabitants can fly with their wings. There is also a planet known as Siddhaloka, where the inhabitants can fly even without wings. Thus, each and every planet has some distinctive facility. That is the beauty of the very creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksoranmalitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobesam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Gurun Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagano Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Shai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhano Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatro Vyasya Kripasindubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kasi Suna Kanaka Varna Vibhusanena Jaja Kapalo Vadano Vilasat Irita Astayuderanuchare Munibeswarandare Asevito Garuda Innara Gita Kirti. The Lord's face was very beautiful, and his head was decorated with a shining helmet and golden ornaments. The helmet was dazzling and was very beautifully situated on his head. The Lord has had arms which each held a particular weapon. The Lord was surrounded by demigods, great sages, and other associates. These were all engaged in his service. Garuda, the carrier of the Lord, glorified the Lord with Vedic aims by flapping his wings. Garuda appeared to be an inhabitant of the planet known as Kinnaraloka. Ande Nantarbhuteshwaryam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nichopyat Prasadat Bhakti Sastra Pravartaka. So we are continuing today with this wonderful canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 4, chapter 30, text 6, on the subject matter of the activities of the prachetas, being the wonderful devotees of the Lord. Before they take up the service of the order of their father, they came to worship the Lord to get his blessing so that he can very nicely perform his duty of life. And seeing the great enthusiasm of the Prachetas, Lord Shiva, being the Vaishnavas, personally appeared there to give them more information about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to come to the platform of achieving the blessing of the Lord, and for the Lord to personally to come there to deliver them from the cycle of repeated birth and death. They have done a very severe penance and austerities. So these penance and austerities are meant for the human society so that they will be able to control their mind and senses and able to understand their duty, their goal of life, and they will be able to carry out the order, the aim of life, and cross over the cycle of repeated birth and death. So the penance and austerity has been recommended for a human society, human being, as we mentioned by the Lord in the 17th chapter, text 14th of Bhagavad Gita, text 14, 15, and 16. The Lord explained there is austerity regards to the human body. There are austerities regards to the way they speak. There are austerity about the mind. Deva Dveja Guru Pragya Pujatam Saucham Arjavam Himsa Brahmacharyam Cha Sariram Tapam. The Lord says that those who have taken a human birth, those who have got this human body, the dharma, the austerity, the penance of the human body is that they should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They should worship the Brahmanas. They should worship the elders like mother and father. And they should also practice violence free. They should be free from any kinds of violence. And they should follow the subject of celibacy. And they should be very simple, and they should, in every circumstances, to be abide by the injunction of the Shastra. Anudvegam karam vakyam satyam priyam itam chaya. And the second, the Lord says that there is the dharma, the austerity and penance for the speech of the living being is that they always should speak the truth, and the truth should be very pleasurable, very palatable, and the truth should be spoken only for the benefit of those persons you are talking for, and you should not agitate other people's mind through your speech, and finally use the speech to recite the Vedic hymns in your life. Manaprasada samyadvan maunam atma vinigraha bhavasam sudir iti eva. The dharma, the penance and austerity of the mind is that mind should be kept very simple. Mind should be kept in a very purified way. A mind should be kept under control. and mind should be very satisfaction, and you should use the mind to purify one existence by always chanting the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Now the whole entire human society has gone into a great difficulties of life because they do not practice their life according to the penance and austerities being given to them. People are saying they are born in this world and they got all the rights to live the way they wanted to live. And there are countries they are fighting because they think they got the right to protect their country and they got the right to fight with the other countries. So mainly everything is going on in the world simply because people has given up these great penance and austerities given according to the Srimad Bhagavatam Puran. So they are performing austerity and penance, but they do not know how to do it properly. So the following verse the Lord says in the chapter 17, text 17 onwards, Trilaya paraya taptam tapo tad trividam nare apalakan sibir yuktam sadvikam parichaksate. When a person performs his penance and austerity for the body, for the speech, and for the mind, when they're using their body, when they're using their speech, when they are using their mind, and he says that they should have a transcendental faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the penance and austerity should be done for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there should not be any expectation of the result. Talkaramana pujartam tapodambena chaivaya kriyate tat iham proktam rajasam talam adruvam. There is the penance and austerity in the mode of passionate. There is a satkara, they do everything. They speak very nicely. They act very nicely. But they got a hidden agenda in themselves. Sarkara Manapujarta. Inside, they want a name and fame. They are into the in the acceptance of the material desire. They want people to be glorified for their action. They want people to worship them for their action. Somewhere or other, they have a different agenda within their actions in this world. Modagrahanan manoya vidhaye kriyate tapam sadhanam parasadaranam tamasam. There are people who are in the more ignorant, they are very foolish. They do some austerity in penances, sometimes they torture their own self, and sometimes they torture, they become very violent against other living beings. They are in a mode of ignorance. They may be performing austerities, but they may not be properly situated in their penance and austerities. So in this way, there are action in the mode of goodness, there are action in the mode of passionate, there are action in the mode of ignorance. We should not think that everybody chanting Hare Krishna, they are good people. Everybody offering some prayer, they are good people. But they may have a different agenda in themselves. Recently, a few days ago, there was a big fight in the ISKCON temple in Patna, India. They have done a great damage and shame for the organization in the name of so-called spiritual, religious People, they have to fight and come to the street for everybody to look at them, for the police to arrive. The whole ISKCON society, they have put it into a great shame. But the so-called devotees are a tamasa bhakta. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Text 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 onward, Lord Kapila explains about the different kind of devotees here. He says that Abhisandaya yoyim sam dambam matsaryam evava sambrahmibhina drigbhavam mayikuyate tamasada tamasa bhakta. Those devotees who are in the mode of ignorance. Abhisandaya yoyim sam, they're very violent devotees. They're very violent people. Dambam Matsarya, they're very arrogant. Matsarya, they envy of every other people. Sambrahme, they become very angry, uncontrollable anger. But they also devotee. We have to keep away from this kind of tamasa bhakta. Doesn't matter even he's 40 years in the organization. Years never makes anybody perfect here. Now comes to Krishna consciousness, your rati, prema, tare, tamya, your attachment and love for Krishna makes you a senior devotee. It's not of the number of years you stay in the organization. Prabhupada said within a day you can become a pure devotee. Or for many life also you may not become a pure devotee if you remain as a tamasa bhakta. Visayana visandaya yasa aiswaryam evavam arjadev archet yomam pritakbhava sarajasa. There is a rajasa bhakta, the devotees who are in the mode of passionate. And they got, unlimited desires in themselves. Always anchoring and lamenting in the world. Always they got their personal desire. For their selfish interest. So we keep away from this devotee also. Karmanirharam buddhisya parasmin vatat arpanam yajet yastavya iti eva kritabhavasa sadvikam. There are devotees who is in the mode of goodness. Their understanding is that we are suffering in this world due to our own karma. Somewhere or other is goal, somewhere or other I have to nullify my karma, I have to become free from karma. So everything it does for the Lord is not because of his bhakti, but because he wants to come out from the karmic reaction. And he is better than the other two. But if possible, also try to keep away. Because the modes of nature is fluctuating all the time. In the chapter 14, text 11, the Lord says, no, Raja Samashabhibhuya Sadvam Bhavati Bharata Raja Sadvam Samashaya Samasatum Raja Satha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes very prominent in people's life. Sometimes the modes of passion defeats the mode of goodness. It takes over the place of mode of goodness. Sometimes the mode of ignorance takes over the mode of passionate and goodness, become prominent. And because these modes of natures are not very stable, so even somebody in the mode of goodness is actually, mode of goodness is very good for the continuation, for the progress of the spiritual life. But because, the modes of natures are not stable, always fluctuating, so devotee always should aspire to see how to transcend the modes of nature. Lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya udarita ahaitukya havyavaita yasa bhakti purushottamam. Beautifully the Lord explains in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Text 11. that the Bhakti Krishna likes to see. It is called Purushottama Bhakti. It's not Bhakti in the mode of goodness and suddenly you become passionate and one day you like to wake up, next day you don't like to wake up, one day you like to chant, next day you don't like to chant. It is not fluctuating. The real Bhakti where Krishna admires, Krishna really, takes it very serious and Krishna feels you are one with him when you perform this. Purushottama Bhakti, Nirgunasya, they are beyond, they are transcendent of the three modes of material nature. Transcendent means what? Prajahati, Yada Kaman. That is in the chapter 2, text 56 in Bhagavad Gita. There is no more concoction of your mental concoction there. You are mentally concocting so many things in your life. So you go beyond the mental concoction. So in that, nirguna, beyond the three modes of material nature, that bhakti is that, don't have any personal interest in your life. Why the devotees, some so-called devotees are fighting, and the fight was between, the president of the temple with the vice president. That means these guys to be, I think they must be very senior devotees in the temple. True or not? For somebody to hold a position as a president, as a vice president, there must be very senior devotees. Why these guys are fighting? Somewhere or other, they are subjected to these modes of material nature. Prominently, they've been subjected to the mode of ignorance and passionate. So, like the animals, they fight. Prabhupada say only the demon will fight because the demon has got so lot of personal interest, selfish interest. The devotee never fight anything. Devotee compete to do bhakti very nicely. You are making one garland for Krishna, and I want to attract Krishna by making two garlands. It's not like a monkey, the one garland, you tear off and throw everything away here and there is a monkey business. Devotees, Prabhupada says, there's a competition in the devotee's life towards the service to Krishna, but that competition is that how they can do much more better. It's not, that competition is to, finish off somebody else. He said that devotees are very happy to see somebody doing more better in their life. They see somebody chanting 32 rounds, the devotee admire that person. Oh, I hope I can chant, also 32 rounds. The devotee admires someone more bigger than them, more advanced. The karmi, when they see somebody doing more better, they want to finish them off. A devotee, when they see somebody, they are very friendly, they're equal to them. So devotee make friends with them. And they think, is my friend. But a karmi, when they see someone equal to them, they think they are always more better than the other fellow, even though they're equal to them. And devotee, when they see somebody more lower, and they become very compassionate to that person to help them. When the karmi, they see that somebody is more lower, they want to dominate them, control them. So there is a difference between, devotees and the karmis. So here Krishna says that, Lakshanam Bhakti, the real Lakshanam, the real ornaments of devotees. It's not, you are fluctuating all the time and you are thinking you're very senior. You're thinking Vaikuntha door is open for you. Those who are subject to the three modes of material nature, they cannot go back to Vaikuntha. In the chapter 14, text 20, Krishna explains, Guna etan, Triguna Dehi Deha Samabhavam Janma Mrityu Dhara Dukke. There is explanation. Those who go beyond, transcend the modes of material nature, they become free from birth, old age, disease, and death. So in this way, generally, Vaishnavas are very good people. Generally, they do not fight with anybody, they do not argue with anybody, they respect every living being. Generally, the Vaishnavas see themselves lower than anybody else in the world. They see everybody else is doing very nicely in their life, but somewhere or other I'm lacking. Generally, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, text 12, it has been explained the yes, Bhakti. Bhagavati Akinchana Sarver Guneta Tana Samaste Sura. It has been explained that anybody become a Vaishnava devotee, they got all the exalted qualities of the demigod. Especially the devotee develop bhakti, jnanam and vairagyam. Bhakti is very important, but blind devotion is not good. In India, there are so many devotees are there, but many the bhaktas, called bhaktas, but yet Prabhupada have to leave India to go and look for a real bhakta. He wants to make a real bhakta. Because the bhakta means it has to be accompanied by knowledge and vairagya. Bhakti, Jnanam, Vairagyam is very important. It's not you're doing bhakti and you're fighting, arguing, and raising your voice and disrespecting the other devotees, and you have physical violence against others. This all not a bhakti. You know. So yeah, says that when you become a devotee, you develop all the exalted qualities of the demigod. You naturally you gain jnana and vairagya, with your bhakti. And it's been said that a person who is not a devotee don't have any good qualities because he always work through his mind. He takes the mind as his authority, whereas the devotee they take the guru and Gauranga as their authority. Yasya deve parabhaktir yada deve tada gurau tasyaitakayati prakasante mahatma. Only those great souls who have got the implicit faith in Guru and Gauranga and the essence of the Vedic literatures will be revealed to them. So practically, normally, generally, many devotees are very, very good people. Maybe one or two psycho would have joined the organization to mess up everything. Somewhere the Mahaprabhu's organization is the most merciful organization. So sometimes we give space for everybody and anybody so that somewhere they may also get the great blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatan Goswami Vaishnava means he must have the lakshanam, ornaments of Vaishnava, the dressing of a Vaishnava. Just like you see a naked body and you see a body with beautiful clothing and ornaments and everything, it looks more attractive. So Vaishnavas as that, their quality are the ornaments for the Vaishnava. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatan Goswami, Vaishnava has got 26 quality in themselves. Number one is that Vaishnava is Kripalu. Kripalu means Vaishnavas are very humble. If he's not humble, that means he's not a Vaishnava. He can be boasting around, a lot of things, in the organization, but he has to be very humble. Kripalu, Akirta Droha, Satya Sama, Nidosa, Vadanyaya, Mridu, Suchi, Akinchana, Sarvo Pakaraka, Santa, Krishna Kucharana, Akama, Aniya, Sira, Vijita Sadguna, Meta Buk, Apramat, Manada, Amani, Gambira, Karuna, Maitra, Kavi, Dakshat, Mauni. Mauni means very silent. They know everything, they're very expert. The Vaishnavas are very expert. They've been empowered by the Lord Himself, and not different from the Lord Himself. The Vaishnava have been brought to this world to assist the work of the Lord, to establish the path of Dharma for the entire human society. So Vaishnava means number one is very humble. Number two, Akirta Droha, he never argue and fight with anybody. Number three, Satya Sara is very honest, very truthful. Number four, Sama is equal to everybody. Number five, Nidosa, he doesn't find any fault from anybody around. Number six, Vadanyaya, he is very magnanimous. He got a big heart. Vaishnava got a big heart. Mridu Suchi Akinchana, my Vaishnavas are very mild, very soft. They're not like in rock, they're very soft. Because why? The Vaishnavas' heart are very soft because the chanting of Hare Krishna has melted their heart. Has become very. If your heart is still too strong like a rock, that means your chanting has not melted your heart. Mridu Suchi Akincha Suchi, Vaishnavas are very clean inside and outside. They don't play a two role in their life. They are not very diplomatic. Vaishnava cannot be politician and they cannot be playing diplomatic. That accordingly you speak in Vaishnava. Prabhupada says devotee has got one tongue, the karmi politicians has got two tongues. Politician, they got one tongue for their family, one tongue for the public. But for devotee, only one tongue, same, only one message. Many Suchi, Akinchana devotees are very simple. Sarvopakara, Santa Krishna ki charana. Devotee perform welfare work for everybody. Santa, they're very peaceful. Krishna ki charana, they are surrendered to Krishna. These are the 12 qualities. The 13, Akama, Aniya, Stira. Akama devotees don't have any material desire yet. Aniya, they're indifferent to the material accusation. Stira, they're very steady. Akama, Aniya, Stira. Vijita Sarguna, Meta Book, Apramata, Vijita Sarguna. They're able to control the 6 enemies of life. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsya. Meta Book, they're able to control food intake. Apramata, they're very sane, they're not a crazy people. Manara, Amani, Gambira, they very respect to everybody. And they do not expect any respect in return. Gambira, they're very grave. Manara, Amani, Gambira, Karuna, Maitra, Kavi. The 20, the Karuna, they're very compassionate, very kind to everybody. Maitra, they are very friendly to every living being. Kavi, they speak very nicely like a poet. They speak very nicely. They are not very talking very harsh, not screaming and shouting and agitating other people. Daksha, they're very expert. You tell them to wash toilet, they will wash. Tell them to go and clean the kitchen, they will do. Tell them to go and do some, puja, they will do. They do everything for Krishna. Mauni, they're very silent. They know everything, but they don't go and boast around. Oh, I'm very big, you have to respect me. They don't demand anything. Because they know that, Krishna is the only master, Iswara. He is the only master in the world. Everybody else is a servant. So Prabhupada says that, sometimes we come together. When Prabhupada was living in the world, he said, your love for me can be shown. How much you, cooperate together after my departure. And Prabhupada said a story about, there are two sons, they wanted to give pleasure to the father by massaging his body. So one fellow go to one side to massage, of the body of the father. The another fellow say, no, that is my side, I wanted to massage. The two fellows are, instead of giving pleasure to the body, they're giving pain to the father's body. I want to massage it. The fellow say, no, I want to massage the same place. So in this way, in the name of devotional service, sometimes, we may be very pale in the ISKCON movement. We may be, giving a lot of displeasure for Prabhupada movement, And somebody, sometimes devotee says, Prabhupada, we are, not fortunate that we are not able to be with you all the time. Prabhupada says, just like the mosquito come and sit in a king's lap, it doesn't mean the king is favorable to the mosquito. Better you follow the order of the acharyas, the gurus, the Vaishnavas. In this way, practically, normally the devotees are very nice people, but somewhere or other, material world Kali Yuga is progressing very nicely. And Prabhupada says, two people come together, definitely they will fight. And if you're not fighting, Prabhupada says you're very divine. You are directly coming from there. Nitya Suri. So in this way, a great opportunity has been given in our life to be connected into this great movement of Prabhupada. And we got all the opportunity and facility to become a pure devotee where you always enjoy within yourself. Yonta, Sukantar, Arama, all the happiness, everything is inside you. When you understand, inside you there is Ravana sitting. Inside you there is Hiranyakasipu sitting. Inside me there is Vibhishana, the great devotee sitting. Inside me the Prahlad is great devotee sitting. Inside me, Duryodhana is sitting. Inside me, Yudhishthira is sitting. And inside me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Paramatma Super Soul is sitting. And to move towards the right direction, the Paramatma sitting there, just like the Pandava. When the battle to come, when the war has been decided, immediately Arjuna go to Krishna to seek his advice, to take his help. When we got difficulty, when we are not very sure about how to carry on our life on the journey of Krishna consciousness, you must come and seek the blessing of Lord Krishna. So Arjuna went to Krishna. Krishna at that time, he was taking rest. And Arjuna went there. He saw there are two chairs, at the side of the head of Krishna, one chair. At the lotus feet of Krishna, there's another chair. And Arjuna was very humble. He went and sat, actually first Duryodhana went there. So Duryodhana saw these two chairs are there. But Duryodhana being very proud, he said, why I should go and sit next to the feet of Krishna. So he went and sat next to the head of Krishna. And later Arjuna came, he happy to sit at the lotus feet, next to the lotus feet of Krishna. So when Krishna woke up, then he saw Krishna, he saw, Duryodhana sitting. He didn't see that Arjuna was beside him. Then he turned and then he saw Arjuna was sitting. So Krishna asked, Arjuna, how can I help you? Duryodhana said, I came first. You should be asking me. Krishna says it's not a matter who came first. Importantly, who I see first. So Prabhupada writes beautifully, don't try to act in a way, he said, act in a way that Krishna can see you. Act in such a way that Krishna can see you. For us to see Krishna is not easy. Vedaham samititani vartamani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani. Mam tu vedasnu kaschana. Krishna says, I'm seated in everyone's heart as a super soul. I know the past, present, and future, but nobody knows me. So not easy for us to know see Krishna, but if Krishna sees us, that's the beauty. So Prabhupada said, act in such a way that Krishna can see you. So in this way, Prabhupada wants the devotees to be united. And all the problem of anybody's life. Yudhishthira went to Bhismadev. He asked Bhismadev, I got problem inside my family. I got problem in my kingdom. How to solve this problem? I got domestic problem. I got international problem. So he said, how to solve inside the family? Yudhishthira says, I'm trying to please my family, but not everybody is pleased in the family. Somewhere or other, there's a problem inside my family. I go outside, I got problem outside. How to solve this problem? And Bhismadev says, Parimarjanam Anumarjanam. He said, only two ways you solve all the problem in the world, whether domestic or international, whether Russia, whether Ukraine or Palestine and Israel, whether within your own organization or you're out of this organization, any country, all the problem, whether inside or outside, it can be solved. Bhismadev says, to remember these two things, Parimarjanam and Anumarjanam. Parimarjanam, you develop the quality of a Vaishnava. As I said, Kripalu, Akirta Droha, Satya Sara, Sama, Nidosa, Valanyaya, Murder Suchi, Akinchana, Sarvapakara, you develop the 26 qualities of that is Parimarjana. Without being a very proper Vaishnava, you cannot solve your own problem. And he said, Anumarjanam, you develop a tendency of service to the others. Always you remain as a servant, everybody will like you. The moment you wanted to show that you are more better, you want to be master to them, there's a problem begins there. So he said, you be a good Vaishnava, develop the Lakshanam, the ornaments of Vaishnava, of the qualities, and now you always remain as a servant of Vaishnava. He said, you will easily solve all the problem within and without. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Naham Vipro Nata Narapati Napi Vaishya. I'm not a, Brahman, I'm not a Satriya, not a Vaishya, not a Sudra, not a Brahmachari. Grihasa Vanaprasad, I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis, who very nicely serve the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. So when by always remaining as a servant. So then Bhishmadev, he told a story to Yudhishthira, how unity will bring in the strength. That's why Prabhupada says, if you are united, if you cooperate with me, within 18 days, we can conquer the world. It's true. Because Vaishnavas are very powerful. Prabhupada says, when there is not a temple, but Vaishnava thinks there should be a temple, it comes. I personally have tested this subject. I will go and build one island. So Prabhupada says, Vaishnava thinks there's no temple, make one temple, he makes. So I went to that island to test, is this true or not? And I bought a land, built temple. It's going on the other side. Then I told, go and try another side, reconfirm. And build another one. And recently coming here, past 2 years, I've been building education and training center. So Vaishnavas are very powerful, but when they join together, they become the most powerful in the world. So Bhishmadev told Yudhishthira, the unity. Bhishmadev said about a story about 5 animals friends. And the target is one deer in the forest. The lion, the jackal, and the wolf, mongoose, and rat, they become very close friends. And they always see one young deer is running around in the forest. All wanted to taste the meat of this deer. And they told, lion, you are the only person who can chase and catch the deer. The lion tries every single way to get the deer, but the deer is running more faster than the lion. And that time the jackal says, I will give you one idea what to do. Jackal says, now you cannot chase the deer and run because the deer is more younger, running more faster than you. But we can use the rat, go and bite the feet of the deer, the soul of the deer, and now the deer cannot run fast. So with the idea, the rat went and bite the soul of the deer, and deer not able to run. And that time the lion jumped, and then lion killed the deer. And that time jackal says, okay, you all go and get some refreshment and come back. I will take care of this body. And when you come back, then, one by one, we can enjoy this deer. But the jackal had another idea. Don't let any other animal to, get their share. Some more he was planning how to chase them away. Bhishmadev was telling this story, So when jackal was waiting, then the lion come first to eat the dead body of the deer. And the jackal told the lion, oh, you know what the rat told about you? Rat says, without him, you will not kill this deer. I feel very ashamed to hear this thing. The lion got, a little bit, disappointed that, that the rats talk like that. Without his help, lion couldn't have killed the deer. So the lion said, in that case, I don't want to touch the deer. He left ready. And after that, that wolf came. And then to come to it, and then, that lion said, do you know? The lion did not touch the deer. Why? Because somewhere by the touch of the rat, some poison has, come into the body. So he don't want to eat. So the wolf also left. After that, the mongoose came to eat. And jackal said, the lion is very angry with you. It seems, you said something bad about the lion's wife. The lion wants to finish you off. The mongoose also ran away. Finally, the rat came to eat. And the jackal said, look, the lion ran away because, fear of me. The mongoose, the wolf all ran away. If you stay more longer, I will finish you off. The rat also ran away. Now the whole dead body of the deer is there. Now the jackal wants to enjoy. So Bhishmadev is told it. talking. The jackal was thinking is very intelligent. But actually the jackal is not intelligent. You know why? Because the jackal itself cannot eat the whole body of the deer. And he cannot keep, in the refrigerator, he cannot frozen the body, he cannot, maintain the body, it will spoil in a few days. So in this way, the jackal itself cannot eat everything. And now he cannot maintain the body for next few days. And now unnecessarily he has made enemy of all other friends. They have run away already. If they were here, they can hunt more animals. And now the jackals, not been trusted by any other animals in the jungle. In this way, the jackal, he lost, its own, dignity, own trust. Jackal now, stay alone without any friends. Bhishmadev says there is not a, good way to move in your life. That you wanted to finish off everybody else and you are the only person who wanted to live in the world. And the Varnashram system in our, part of Krishna is the system to work together. Somewhere or other, our society, sometimes some places having problem because you keep the donkey into the work of a horse. Prabhupada, you can say, cannot, put the bull into the work of a horse. Two have got a different work to do. So Prabhupada, before he left his body, few days, last part of his life, before he left his body, Prabhupada been telling that devotees should re-establish the Varnashram system. That means you identify what is the guna and karma, like we're sending the children to the Gurukul. Why? Because the teacher can see what guna and karma, what it will be good at. Because according to Krishna's creation, 4 kinds of people have been created in the world. Some in the mode of goodness, some in the mode of passionate, some in the mode of passion and ignorance, some are in the mode of ignorance. So you have to identify these people. Okay, this one can become intellectual. You train from the very beginning, you train how to become good intellectual. Or this one can become a very good administrative, how to train them. Or this one will be very good for economic development, business. Not everybody going to become a lawyer. Not everybody going to become an engineer. Not everybody going to become a plumber. So you find out what they are good at. And from the very beginning, because their nature will go beautifully along with that. But the moment you put them into anything which is not, going well with their nature, they fight. Why sometimes they fight in the kitchen? Because they're not interested, their nature is not about cooking. And sometimes they fight, in the pujari department. Why they fight? Because they're not a Brahminical, they're not a Brahmana. Brahmana, Samodama, Tapa, Saucham, Santi, they're very peaceful people. They never fight. Who fight? The Satriya fight. Sauryam, Teja, Driti, Dakshyam, Yuddham, Tapi, Apalayinam, the Yuddham, they like fighting. So you put, Sudra into the Pujari department, because they have done some course with you, they've studied, they pass your Bhakti Sastri. It's not, theoretical knowledge, makes you a Brahmin, your character makes you a Brahmin. Between, knowledge and character, the character is much more important than the knowledge. You'll be respected throughout the world due to your character, but your knowledge is there. And you tell people, oh, smoking is no good, drinking is no good, but you smoke and drink. Who will respect you? So the characters are very important. So the identify through their character. In this way, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 13, beautifully Sukadev Goswami explained Adapumvid Vijasvasa Varnashrama Vibhagasa Swasyanutasya Dharmasya Samsiddhim Aditoshana. You find out what they're good at. They put him into the right place. And and you put Krishna in the center into their life. He says they make very nice progress. Beautifully he says that, Tasmat Ekana Manasa Bhagavan Saswatim Padim Srutavya Kirtitavyasya Jayata Pujadayana. And now, after you selected, already this is what I have to do. Now he said, Ekana Manasa, one pointed, mind. Now you hear and chant and practice Krishna consciousness, you do very well. And every individual, devotee should know they are, either they are in the mode of goodness, or passionate, ignorant, how they're fluctuating. So in this way, Krishna consciousness will solve the problem of the world. But you are tamasa bhakta. If you are doing bhakti in the mode of ignorance, you become the problem of the world. You know? Krishna consciousness is the only solution. What is the solution? Last night program, one man asked, they are fighting wars going on. What is the solution for the world? Prabhupada says, there are three things if they understand, there's already solution in the world. What is the three things Prabhupada said, read, chapter 5, text 29, Bhagavad Gita, Bhuktaram Yagyata Pasam Sarvaloka Mahiswaram Sudram Sarva Bhutanam Gatmam Santim Richate. You attain peace. How you attain, you understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Krishna is the supreme proprietor. Krishna is the supreme well-wisher. Finish the problem. They're thinking they are the supreme enjoyer. They're thinking they are the supreme proprietor. This guy from Russia comes, before he born, the land was there ready. And the Palestine, before they born, the land was there ready. True or not? Israel or Ukraine, before any of this idiot comes to the world, the land was there ready. When you die ready, the land will be there, but you won't be there. So why you're fighting? This mine and mine and mine and mine. You have not brought the land together when you're born. So unfortunately, all this so-called Islam religion, Christian religion, because they sit on the bodily designation of life, I and mine, so they cannot bring peace to the world. And Krishna consciousness can bring peace to the world. You go and read the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, the final instruction of King Parikshit, to King Parikshit. What was the final instruction given by Sukadeva Goswami to King Parikshit? Very beautifully, he be talking a lot of, pastime and beautiful, wonderful, so many other activities. Final instruction, advice of Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj is that you come out from the false identification, come out free from the false ego, and you won't be, frightened to see the taksaka bird is coming. You won't feel anything when you go, come out from, false identification. All the problem people are fighting in the world due to false ego, false identification. I'm the president of this country. I am the minister of this country. I'm the president of this temple. All these false ego is going. Nobody is saying that they've been given the position to serve others in this world, to assist the work of Krishna. So in this way, the problems are going on in the world, and devotees are the only solution and solve the problem, and ISKCON movement will solve the problem of the world, provided that we are united, we follow the words of Srila Prabhupada very nicely. And you see that, by, parimarjanam and anumarjanam, by your own devotee quality and the attitude of service, will solve the problem everywhere. Very easy one. This is the solution Bhishma gave to Yudhishthira. How to solve your domestic family problem, how to solve the problem in the public. You have to be a good character person. You're not just talking and talking and talking. There was monkeys sitting in the tree, and and they heard that tomorrow is Ekadashi. So all the monkeys, they wanted to follow the Ekadashi. They decided tomorrow will be fasting. So all the monkey was sitting on the tree, then times are passing, coming to night and all. Then the one monkey said, tomorrow will be fasting all day, and day after tomorrow only we'll break the fast, and by then we won't have any energy in ourselves. How are we going to pluck all the fruit? Better we pluck and keep it today itself, and day after tomorrow and break the fast, very easy for us. So they plucked the fruit and kept, because tomorrow Ekadasi. And after a little while, one monkey says, it's going 11 o'clock, the monkey says, if we don't have, we won't have the energy to pluck the fruit tomorrow. How we will have the energy to bite the fruit? Better we bite and keep in the mouth. And they're keeping in the mouth. At time, passing, and Ekadasi beginning, morning. And another monkey says, if we, cannot pluck the fruit, cannot bite the fruit, because we are, don't have energy. How we will have the energy to swallow the fruit? So on the Ekadasi day, everybody swallow the fruit, nobody follow the Ekadasi. Like that. Talking and talking and talking. Too many religion, all are talking. Islam talking, Christian talking, Hindus talking, all are talking. But unless you put it into application, wisdom will win over everything in the world. We are not using our wisdom personally, they're using our personal emotion. He said, you want to talk philosophy very nicely. When they fight, argue, they never use the philosophy. You understand? The argument and fight something away from what they have read, what they have spoken. Personal emotion. And Krishna said, Kuttasva Kasmalam. Kasmalam means, in Tamil, in South India, they say Kasmalam means useless fellow. So Krishna told Arjun, you are useless fellow. Because you are, influenced by your personal emotion. Why Arjun don't want to fight, don't want to carry out the order of Krishna? Because he was affected by personal emotion, material emotion. So we have to always understand, it's not only just reading and talking for others, When you are been put into any situation, you utilize, the spiritual emotion coming from Prabhupada's book. That's why Prabhupada says, every day you read my book. Very important. So we can, contribute something to the world. Yesterday this man asked, when we go to funeral, and people are crying, we are standing there, what to think? What to say? I said, what to think? You think, somebody is lying on the coffin box. You think that next you will be in the coffin box. What else do you think? Somebody died, the body is there. He's asking me what I should think when I see the body. I said, what you should think, that next you will be there. That's all you have to think. Don't think that you're not going to be there. Somebody asked Prabhupada, how can become a good devotee? Prabhupada says, if you know that you're going to die at any time, you'll become a good devotee. Only problem you think you'll live longer. Isn't it? If tomorrow we're going to die, what you will do? Are we going to fight with anybody? Are we going to see how to go and have a second marriage? Are we going to open business? We are not going to do any of that. Whatever was there, we want to close it down. But some property, give it to children. Okay, chanting, let me chant, very nicely. Everything you wanted to close and depart from the world. So Prabhupada says, if you know you can die anytime, you become a good devotee. Only problem, we are in the mental concoction that everybody will die, I will not die. Okay, thank you so much for being here this morning. Anybody got any questions or any comments, any doubts here? Keep hearing in the session of advanced devotees. That the moment you are sitting and hearing in the immature, the speaker has to be qualified, the listener also has to be qualified. If the speaker, his desire is to attract Krishna in his talk, and the listener, his desire for material gain, it doesn't go together well. Or both must be in the same mindset. The mindset must be ready. So you got to get your mindset ready for spiritual life. Like, when you were before marriage, your mindset was different. When you are getting married, normally in our background, when my sisters, to be get married, my mother told me, you're going to get married, better you learn cooking, better learn this thing, you better get ready to enter into the married life. So your mindset should be ready for particular things you're going to do. You're going to go and teach in the school, and your mindset must be ready to be a teacher in the school. A student go to the school, the mindset should be ready to take the education. Like you go for a wedding, your mindset should be ready for the marriage ceremony. You go to a funeral, your mindset should be ready for the funeral. Two different things. When you go to the marriage ceremony, you dress very opulently. In India, Indians, they do. They put on the best sari, expensive sari. They put all the expensive ornament. whatever gold or diamond, they wanted to go and show to the people. It is a socializing, biggest, happy, moment. So everybody happy, smile. But you cannot go the same level to the funeral house. Put on a beautiful, the expensive sari, all the ornaments, you go and smile, there. Nobody will buy your story there. So you go to funeral, you got a different mindset. I've been telling, my mother goes to funeral everywhere. We are in the village. Somebody died, my mother will go there. And my mother go there, she'll sit and cry in every funeral. So one time my friend came and see, you don't feel shame about your mother crying everywhere. So I told my mother, why you going to cry everywhere? My friends are asking me. My mother said, don't speak like that. My mother said, you go to any funeral, everybody crying. If I don't cry, what they'll think about me? So for that reason, I must try. So your mindset must be ready. If you wanted to cook, your mindset be ready for cooking. If you wanted to go for jogging, you put on the dress, go. Similarly, when you wanted to perform devotional service, your mindset be bringing into that thing. It's not, you are sitting here, but your mind thinking, something else. So whatever you want to do, achieve, mana eva, manusyanam, karanam, bandham, mokshayam. Prabhupada writes beautifully that, the mind brings the entanglement, the mind brings the freedom. It's very important, your mind creates the thoughts creates a speech, the speech creates action, action creates, your habit, the habit creates your character creates your destiny. So what you want to be all coming from here. That's why Krishna said, Manmana, always think of me. So you have to, get your mindset ready for hearing. And, that hearing should be in the association of advanced devotees. So you have a very great aspect. And by keep doing it, practicing it, you attain perfection in whatever you're doing. Like the cooking, beginning you're not very expert, but you are there for 20, 30 years. Just throw something, you bring it out, everybody says it's very tasty. So, practice makes everything perfect in life. So you have to importantly get your mindset ready. Otherwise, you'll be fighting in your own self. 2 days ago, I saw one of the YouTube, somebody was, one of the Mataji lady was a devotee, been here devotee, in New Zealand, and she left, and the Krishna conscious movement, and she became something different, singing and dancing in somewhere and then all. So I just say that, your failure into, controlling your own mind and senses is nothing. You're not able to, bring your, mind and senses under your own control. So the mind has taken over you. So what the mind's duty, yato nasalati, he always flicker here and there. 1 minute you will tell this is good, another minute you will say it is not good. The mind has got no any foundation here. So Krishna said, bring it under your control. How to bring it under control in the chapter 629, Krishna says, Sarva Bhuta Samatmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. When you see me, you see everything else inside me. When you see everything else, you see me inside in everything. In this way, Sarvatra, always you see me, you control your mind. Very easy only. The moment you don't see Krishna and you make mistakes. Like, Uddhava asked Krishna, after the gamble match, after the gambling, Uddhava asked, are you friend of the Pandavas? Why? He said, because he did not come to help them. Krishna said, I was there. I was there. Only thing is that, Yudhishthira has forgotten me. If a Yudhishthira had remembered me, my thought itself would have blocked Yudhishthira to go into that gambling match. You only do wrong things in your life when you forget Krishna. But the moment you remember Krishna, you won't do the wrong thing. Because the knowledge is very powerful. It will protect you, going into a problematic life. That's why Krishna told us in Tasmat Ajnana Sambhutam, the chapter 4, text 43, that fight back the elements of doubt which have arisen due to ignorance by the weapon of knowledge. So because of forgetfulness. Like you wanted to take a gun and shoot somebody, then you understand the government, police, their law and everything. What will happen to you? Then you think twice whether you want to do it. So the remembrance of Krishna will block every other things you're going to go beyond against Krishna consciousness. So sometimes we should not blame anybody, anything for your failure of your life. Prabhupada says an individual battle against Maya. That means illusion. Individual battle. It's your battle, it's your journey, you decide. You make the destiny very easy. Why you come here? You remind you yourself back again. Why you come to Hare Krishna? Why we make all other problems? Because we have forgotten why you have come to Hare Krishna movement. Through why you came. I went through some difficulties in the organization, 15, 18 years ago. And I wanted to, one day I wanted to pack and leave and go. I thought, it's enough, let me go. That was my most difficult time that I was diagnosed with cancer. And I didn't have the money for medicine. These guys refused to give me money. Even the medicine is only New Zealand $250, $200 for a month. Nobody wants to give me money. I don't have a place, a room. I was going, radiation. Within a month, I lost about 25 kilo. That means my situation was very bad. I do not know what to do in my life. Or the horse, when the horse is running good, you keep them. When the horse is, invalid, you want to throw them away. So my situation was like that. Because it is coming from other people. Then one day, because I was reading a lot of Prabhupada books, even in the hospital, then I realized, why I've come to Hare Krishna. It's not because of any of these people. I came because I wanted to come because I wanted to know God. And I wanted to come out from the problem of life. I wanted to go back to Krishna. So always when I go through difficulty, always I teach myself, I did not come for ISKCON movement. I did not come for any other devotees yet. I came because of my own life. I know at that time, I was working at that time, I was only 19 years old. I went to the workforce. I was working there, up to the age of 21 years old, And in that age, 19 plus years old, I was working. I'm already lending money to the people. My salary that time is very low. I was a draftsman in the architect's office. The architect will come and borrow the money from me. Left only few thousand, I'm only few hundred, So I was going in a direction, how the money lender's life is. Money lenders, they become a mafia, they become, alcoholic, they become gangster, Money lenders are not, easygoing people. So I know that my life is going that direction. I thought I would become a very bad fellow in the world. But I become a devotee. I joined Hare Krishna movement. Well, I came because I wanted to be a devotee. That's it. What others doing is their business. If you're not, if you got a problem, I think you're initiated, let your guru to correct you. I'm not your guru to correct you. You got the right to correct your children. I don't have the right to correct your children. The guru got right to correct their disciples. But we don't have a right to correct them. You come here for yourself. Take care of yourself. Because we've been benefited by Prabhupada movement. So we see how to contribute back favorably for Prabhupada movement. We don't fight with anybody. Everybody are trying to, they are way to become a devotee. If we can be positive plus point in their life, let us contribute. If we are not able to do, just leave them alone. In this way, I just see that, we are all coming to the age. When I joined Hare Krishna movement, I was 21 years old. Today, I'm 63 years old. I don't know how 40 over years I've gone through, with all those things. But, I just see they're getting old. One by note, that, the body is going very slowing down, and my tooth, I got a toothache. I went and pulled out first tooth I pulled out in my 19 years to go. And in that 19 years, 10 years, it's going to be very invalid time. Maybe the next 10 years, it will be still bit okay. I see, it's only there, why I should make problem for the society, for the devotees. Do the best. I want to leave a legacy, for Prabhupada movement. We have benefited so much. My mother, before she died, she said, you are the best one in the family. All other children, they got problem. Every time they come to me, problem, problem, problem. You are the only person, after become Hare Krishna, you never told me any problem. Always you call me, you said, Mummy, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And you can't bring prasadam. And I see, compared to all other children, you very happy all the time, no problem at all. My mother said, be a devotee, follow proper movement, don't worry, everything will go on. So in this way, I realized that, Krishna consciousness can, transform your life for more better and everything, provided you focus. Don't interfere. They don't do well. Some problem in the society, let the GBC to take care. The Prabhupada has given the society into their hands. They are the ultimate authority. Prabhupada told us to cooperate. Let us cooperate with them. True or not? So we are not been put in to be in charge of the organization. But we've been told to cooperate. So we go all out to cooperate our elders, our guru, because it's our family. It's our house. A devotee comes to you for advice, you give them advice. If they don't come to you for advice, don't give them advice. When you want to give them advice, you see whether they will follow your advice or not. If you think don't follow, don't waste your time. Prabhupada, give a milk to poison, makes them more angry. So you advise a foolish person, it makes them more angry. So in this way, I see, there is no problem at all at anywhere in the world. It's just because our mind is unsettled. We are not very sure. Why we are not very sure? Because we are still sitting on the bodily concept of life, I and mine, false ego. That's what the last instruction given by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit. He says that, only way you will be out from, the situation of fear, danger, and, all those things, he said, by free yourself from the false ego. Come out from the bodily concept. The Taksaka bird is going to come and bite you. You cannot bite the soul. It's Satchidananda. The soul is eternal, powerful. You won't be hurt by the snake, provided you come out from the false, identification of your life. Still, because we are sitting on the false identification and we are going through some difficulty, that is your fault. You come out, that's it. Where's your mother today? They're gone. My father is gone. So many people have gone already in our life. The next we are going to go. So what are you going to prove to the world? Nothing you're going to prove to the world. Isn't it? When you go, that's it. Your life is finished. They will go on with another thing in their life. The only way to become perfect in anything, practice makes you perfect, and you put yourself into the right association of the devotee. You think your ultimate, solution to the problem is here in this temple. Don't leave the temple. Prabhupada, don't leave his ISKCON. That's very true. Don't leave his ISKCON. What the problem is their problem, it's not your problem. Isn't it? You go and work hard, you make money, you go and buy your house, buy nice car. You come and pray and go back, what's the problem for you? Sometimes I see some devotees, their family people. No, they should understand. They got family, they go house. You stay in your house for 6 days, only one week you come here for 3-4 hours. So why you worry about this place? You worry about the place where you're staying more longer. That's your house. When you come 3-4 hours a week, and see how you can help the organization. See, when you go to workplace, you give yourself. When you go to your children, family, give yourself. When you come to Krishna, you give yourself. Ultimately, you will understand. Actually, you are the problem. Nothing else is a problem. Why you take somebody else's problem? Your problem. That's it. It's not none is our problem. I just see that I came out from a lot of obstacles of life. As I told you, there was a time in 1987 I wanted to leave ISKCON. I joined 1985. In 1987, some devotees were bullying me that time. I didn't like it. I wanted to, then I went to Mayapur by myself. And I went to Gaudiya temple. I bought one small book from there. I came back to Malaysia. I saw the address was there. Then I thought, better I go and join the Gaudiya, not ISKCON. So I wrote to the president of Gaudiya. He said, come and join me. And one of the sannyasi was in Malaysia. He told me, oh, you don't go, Prabhupada don't like it. You don't go. He said, never mind, Malaysia's problem for you, you go to Australia. So that was the first time, 1987, I came to Australia. And from the 1988, I came to New Zealand. So the moment, I go into another platform, everything else is disappeared. So I just see that, problems are always going to be there in everybody's life. But, you are not the part, your life is not a part of the problem. You are beyond. Uddhava asked Krishna why people suffer in the world. And Krishna asked him back, how they suffer. Is the body suffer or the soul suffer? And Uddhava do not know how to answer. Whether body suffer or soul suffer. And Krishna says the body is a dead body, no life. Dead body is going to kick, any suffering is going to feel. The body is a dead body, so no suffering. Agree or not? Uddhava says. And the soul is Sachidananda, eternally, enlightened, full of bliss, and the full soul also not suffering. Agree? Uddhava says. So who's suffering here? He says all here, nothing else. Mental concoction. So that's why Krishna said when you become a devotee, you advance, you come out from the mental concoction. That you are, you are making your own destiny in your life. Nobody can stop you because it is between you and Krishna, the sambandha. Relationship is only between you and Krishna. Nobody can interfere into that relationship. Like you got a relationship with your father, I cannot interfere into that relationship. Similarly, you got all the independence, you got all the freedom. And Prabhupada movement here, the beautiful temple, a lot of nice devotees, everything is there. Utilize everything to progress in Krishna consciousness. It's for your own betterment, that's it. Everybody, when they die, they will be answerable up there, don't worry. Provided, we won't be questioned up there for our action. And it's very nice. Okay, anything else? Okay, thank you so much for being here. Hare Krishna.
Bhakti Mukunda Maharaj ki jai.